Hey guys, Cole here. Welcome back to another video. So this is actually my second time recording this video because the first time ended up being an hour and a half long and I messed up so many times. But anyways, welcome back to the video. So today we are going to be making properties that are connected to drivers that allow us to change the style of a skin, all of it being in one single blend file. Just so you know, this is probably the most complex tutorial I've done, so yeah. Just a warning. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is import every single mesh, and I'm doing the bullseye skin just because there are a lot of meshes and a lot of customizability. I don't even know if that's a word. Alright, so first of all, I'm just going to go into the characters, player, female. I do expect you to know how to port regular skins if you're following this tutorial. If you're not, go ahead and watch a porting tutorial. I don't recommend watching the current one I have because I really need to update it, but yeah, don't watch my old one. Go find someone else's. There's a million of them. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and find the meshes. So because I'm doing bullseye, there are a lot of meshes because there are 3 styles on this skin. Alright, so I'm just going to speed this part up because it's a long process of just me trying to find the meshes to import. Alright, so here's everything. This is what we've got. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. So as you see, here's a lot of different stuff, and it's really messy. This is not a fun process, trust me. Normally it's a lot easier than this when you're doing things with like 2 styles. 1 or 2 styles is so easy, but 3 or 4. I did one earlier with 3, and it was not fun, I'll tell you that. Alright, so this next thing we're going to do is merge all the bones. Don't merge the meshes because that messes things up. We definitely do not want to do that. I can assure you that will mess it up. So we obviously want to merge the bones from the top down, so always make the body last. Now there are 2 bodies, so I'm just going to make the second style being the last one. So I'm going to start with the helmet, which seems to be this. So first of all, I'm going to do the helmet, so I'm just going to click on that. Then I'm going to click on the other helmet. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the helmet, control click on the other helmet, control click on the head, and then control click on the body, and then control click on the last, the third style of the body. And then I'm just going to press control J. Now you can see here there's one AO with all the meshes in it. Alright, so obviously there's going to be so many duplicate sets of bones, and because this model is a little bit weird, as you can see here, the arms are, there's 2 sets of arms, because if we delete one, the other pair of arms won't really work. So we do need to keep 2 sets of bones here. So these bones, so we need to keep the original set along with the second set, which would be the 001. So we're just going to do this, skip the 001, press Shift G, suffix, delete, and we're just going to do that on the third one, Shift G, suffix, delete, and then there's number 4, Shift G, suffix, delete. So now you can see here we have these 2 sets of bones, and there are no extras. Now if you open this up, we open up the .ad, there's a lot. That's, that's a lot of bones. I did not think there were going to be that many bones. So we need to parent all of these bones to where they should be. Oh, this is not going to be fun. Alright, so all of our bones are finally fixed. That took forever, but hopefully you won't have as much trouble with all the bones as I did, but yeah. Alright, so now if we were to go into post mode, this is not going to work. As you can see, it does not work at all. So how do we fix this? So let's go ahead and shade smooth everything because I'm tired of making everything look like a Minecraft block. So everything's shade smooth. And now we're just going to click on every single mesh, go to the modifiers tab, open this up, and set the object to the .ao, and then turn on preserve volume. Do that for every single object here. Alright, so now we have this done, let's go ahead and start setting up the drivers. So I do think I messed up the parenting just a little bit, but I can probably fix that later pretty easily. So I'm going to fix that later, but let's just go ahead and set up the drivers. So the first thing I want to do is click right here and make sure these two are toggled on. Now these are here, as you can see. We're going to open this up, and now let's set this up. So the style 1 and the style 2 actually share the exact same body and the exact same helmet. So what we're going to do is what we're going to do now is we're going to click on the bones, and we're going to click right here, click on custom properties, press add, and then we're going to click on edit. And I'm just going to call this style, and then change the property value to 1, the default value to 1, the minimum to 1, and the max to 3, because we have 3 styles total. You can change this to however many styles you have. And then press OK. Now you can see here we have this little thing we can go from 1 to 3 with. Alright, now we're going to right click right here and press copy data path. And then now we're going to click right here. We're going to right click on this little TV icon right here. You can do whichever one you want first. This really does not matter. Then we're going to press add driver. Now here, this is going to look really confusing, but trust me, it's not that hard. So first of all, we're just going to click right here on single property. Click right here and change it to the .ao, which is right here. And paste in that path you copied by doing Control V. Next, we want to change this var plus false to, because this is the first style. Basically, what we're typing here is that when the style property is set to 1, it'll show this mesh. But when it's not set to 1, it'll unhide this mesh. But we actually want it through 1 through 2. So what we're going to type in is parentheses var, and then we're going to do greater than, and then a 1, and then we're going to do or, parentheses, var, and then a less than sign, and then 2, and then parentheses. Press enter, and now if we go through 1 through 2, you can see the mesh is here, but as soon as we go to 3, gone, just like that, and you can see it shows that. So we also want that exact same thing on the helmet, right? So we can just copy this driver, and we can go ahead and paste it on the helmet right here, and now it does this on the helmet as well, like that. Then we also need to paste it onto this camera icon right here, so just make sure it's on those like that. Alright, so now let's make our drivers for this other style, the third one. So let's go right click, add driver, and then we'll basically do almost the same thing, but we want it to only show on number 3. So let's go ahead and just set up this variable. And then of course we can just copy this and put it right here, and right here. And now, as you can see here, it looks like this. Pretty great. Okay, so now another issue we have here is that you can see there are 2 sets of hair. We need to separate these because right now they are pretty much connected. So we need to separate the hair from the head. And the way we're going to do this is we are going to go ahead and hide everything else. And now we're going to go in, I'm going to hide the bones as well. I'm going to press tab to go into edit mode. And I'm going to select all the hair by pressing L. Just make sure you have all the hair selected right here. Make sure everything's good. Alright. And then we are just going to press P and then press selection, and that's going to make a different selection. That's going to make a fully different editable object right here for the hair. So yeah, as you can see here, the head and the hair are separate. So perfect. Now we're also going to make this so we're going to make it so this also hides just like this. So now if we were to unhide everything else, now if we go to the bones, go to our property, you can see here that the hair isn't going through it anymore, and it only shows the other set when it needs to. Alright, so now there's the bones we need to deal with. As you can see here, we don't want this set of bones to appear when they're not needed. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to be using bone layers. So let's press tab while we have the bones selected, and we're just going to get the second set of bones. So we'll just go, hey guys, so this is editing Cole. Yes, I know, completely different person. I just realized that I completely messed up a little bit of this edit, so I'm just going to cut it here really quick for you guys, and yeah, sorry about that. So if you're like me and kind of messed up the merging a little bit, where this set is actually the original set and then this set is like the duplicate, what you just want to do is select one of the duplicate ones, so like this, press Shift G, suffix, and then go to select and then invert, and then now you've got the duplicate set here. So now what we want to do with our duplicate set is we want to go pose mode, and then go pose, change bone layers, and then click right here on the second one. And of course, if you have like a fourth style with even more bones on a different weird area, then just set it to the third one, fourth, you know, you get it. So now if we go to our bone layers, that little circle indicates that there are bones on that layer. So now we need to add our drivers to that, so we can just copy and paste them. So all we have to do is we only want these ones showing on styles 1 and 2, so we can just copy these ones right here and paste it onto this one. So now you've got your thing working. And if you notice here, there's a current visual glitch in Blender. I'm sure this will be fixed soon, but sometimes we go to this from, like, when we go left to right in the style selector here, you can see here that there is this duplicate set. Now this isn't actually showing right now, it's actually invisible, but it's a strange visual glitch where it makes it show. But if we were to click on here and go into pose mode, you can see it just disappears like that. So it's not actually there, it's just a visual glitch. Alright, so now let's go ahead and set up the textures. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this third circle here. This opens up the textured view, and now let's just begin texturing. So of course this body shares two styles, so I'll show you how we make that work out. So let's just go ahead and start texturing like normal. So it doesn't matter which style you do first, so I'm just going to go ahead and texture one of the styles. Alright, so as you can see here, I have one of the styles right here textured. So what we want to do is we're going to select this whole thing, press Ctrl G on our keyboard, and press Tab. So now we have this node group here. I don't know, I'm just going to go ahead and name it because I want to keep it organized. So I'm just going to call this bullseye body and then default in parentheses, like that. Alright, so now we can just go ahead and disconnect that, and then we're going to start texturing the next style. Alright, so now we have the second style done. This is what it looks like. And now we're just going to go like this, and Control G once again, press Tab, And I'm just going to rename this really quickly. Alright, so we have our two styles. Now what do we do with these? So we're going to go ahead and add a mix shader. And we just want to plug the output into our surface of the material output. And then we want to connect this top one here, the default, to the top, and our pixel heart to the second one. And of course it's going to look really weird for a little bit. Let's just move these around. And then we're going to add a math node. And we're going to set it to greater than. And we're just going to change the threshold to 0.990. We're going to connect this value to our factor. Move this up over here. Then we just want to go ahead and add a mix shader node again. And we want to press Ctrl G. Delete the mix shader in here, click on this group input, click on node right here, and then just remove both the shaders right here and here. And right here. You just want to connect this factor to the group output, and we'll create this weird looking node here. By the way, I forgot to mention, press tab to get out of the menu. I'm sorry, I should have said that earlier. Alright, so now with this, I'm going to quickly name it to body style. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it that because I like to keep my stuff organized. So now I'm just going to connect this to our value. And now, as you can see here, if we were to raise this, it'll change the style just like that. Pretty cool. But how do we connect this to our driver right here? How do we connect this to the property? Because as you can see here, it doesn't change with the property. So the way we do that is we're just going to add another driver. Yep, so we can just copy this here and then paste it on this. So then obviously we need to edit this driver just a little bit. Just go ahead and click edit driver and change this to 1. And now as you can see here, now that we have it set to 1, if we do this, you can see it changes just like that. Alright, so now we just want to do the exact same to our head and our helmet, and then I'll show you how to do the text style. So I'm just going to do that really quick while I speed this up. Alright, so if we go over here and look at this, we've just finished style 1 and 2. As you can see, it works perfectly actually. So yeah, looks pretty good. Alright, so now there's style 3, and you know, this doesn't have, we don't have to do any texture switching on this, so you can just texture this like normal. So I'm just going to go do that really quickly. Alright, so we just finished all the materials and texturing, bones, and meshes, and here's the result. And as you can see, it works perfectly. So of course, if you want, you can download this model, link in the description. I have uploaded to Google Drive. So of course, if you want, you can look at the textures. And yeah, if this video did help you, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.